Hello everyone, Xeno What If here. Bring in part 10 of What If John Arc was a Mandalorian. Link in the description of the fanfiction of this What If. Listen here YouTube. I do not own anything and this is not a scam. Chapter 28, Ozpin's Office. Ozpin, now that we're all here. Everyone looks at the hologram form of Ironwood. Ironwood, I know. Glinda, of all the stupid things to do, what you did was moronic. You just continually assault a kingdom expecting them to comply. Ironwood, I was under orders. Ozpin, on whose authority? Ironwood, the entire Atlas Council. I may have 2 seats but I am clearly outvoted. Ozpin, did they even know who they're screwing with? Ironwood, they do and they don't care. Even with my detailed report on their capabilities. John, typical Atlasians. Ironwood didn't even flinch at the label. He knows the council is filled with screw-ups. Ozpin then noticed John tap his helmet. The circle then looked at John. Ozpin motioned him to elaborate. John, I have news. Amber is awake and well. Glinda, she is. John, yes, and I have her on the call. John then placed his scroll on the floor and it displayed a holographic projection of a girl. Amber, Ozpin, hello Amber, are you alright? Amber, yes. I have something urgent to tell you. Ozpin, is it the identity of the ones who attacked you? If it is, we know, they attacked us quite recently. Amber, no, your circle has a traitor in it. Ironwood, Kiro and Glinda, what? Ozpin, who is it? Amber, it's Lionheart. Ozpin's face fell. John then shakes his head. John, his name is Lionheart and he's a cowardly lion, how ironic. Well, this escalates things further. Now we have an enemy who not only has operational knowledge of the circle, he is in charge of an academy and has a seat in the council. Ozpin, then the situation is truly dire. I urge you to take your responsibility as King of Vale early. John, no, not until the conflict has been dealt with. I will not be remembered as Mandalore the Conqueror. Ozpin, I understand, but we still need to do something. John, I will lead a strike force to eliminate this traitor. Ironwood, that will spark a war. He is in the Mistral Council. Ozpin, I suggest you detain him, John, for all our sakes. No one wants a second Great War. John, as you wish, but as far as we know there might be agents already there to either kill him or bring him to their queen. Ozpin, you have my authority to leave immediately. John, well, all that's left is Kiro. Guys. Ozpin, what is it, Kiro? Kiro, it seems like RWBY and the rest of her team went to Mistral. Glinda, of all the times. John, no, I think it's meant to be. We have to deal with their newly acquired manpower. Ozpin, John, eliminating their partnership with a sub-faction of the White Fang will make it more difficult for them to operate. Amber, I'm coming with you. John, no you're not, you're still recovering, and the one who's hunting you I grievously wounded. Not dead, so she still might be looking for you. Amber, John, I know, but rest and recover, you can help then. Amber, okay. Then the connection ended. John, my strike force will deal with the remnants of Adam's followers. He was not working alone. Ozpin, you need a fast craft to beat Miss Rose there. John, oh I know a certain smuggler. Meanwhile, Argus. Lilith was playing with Adrian and Velvet in the living room. Then a knock came from the door. Tara, coming. When she opened the door she was met with an intimidating figure. Tara, hello. Saffron came to the door curious of the new visitor. Then she got a look and became excited. Saffron, IG. Tara looked at her confused. Tara, IG. Saffron, oh, you haven't been properly introduced. Tara, this is IG-11, my family's nanny droid. Tara, a nanny droid. Never heard that before. IG-11, greetings Lady Saffron, and last Tara. Saffron, oh, fair warning he's also an assassin droid. Tara, what? Lilith followed the noise to see what was going on. She shouted. Lilith, IG. She ran to the droid and he picked her up gently into his arms. Well, it certainly became more lively in the Kata Arc household. Back to Vale. So my co-pilot here tells me you need a ship. John, a fast ship. Well, good for you, I got my ship customized for any kind of problem. Django, oh really now? She's can be anything for you, old man. Boba then stood as he was held in place by Jango. John, a little bit of decorum is appreciated, we're here to make a civilized arrangement. Sorry about that, being a smuggler makes me a bit careless with my manners. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Han Solo, captain of the Millennium Falcon. And this huge guy is my buddy and co-pilot, Chewbacca. He was a 7-feet bear faunus with bear ears and big muscles. John, my name is John Arcadius, and these fellows are the Mandalorian Super Commandos. Han, Mandalorian, such an honor. Well, my price still stands. John, price is not an issue. What I need is loyalty, can I count on you to back us up if trouble came? Han, I'm one for a good adventure, sure, why not? As long as you watch my back, I watch yours. They both shook hands and went to the port. Han, ain't she a beaut? John, a lot more better than those slow-ass bullheads and overcompensating Atlas warships. Han, my ship can outrun this Atlas slugs any day of the week. John, I trust you. Now on to Menagerie. Chapter 29. The Millennium Falcon lands at Menagerie. Han, Chewie, keep an eye on the Falcon and I'll add an extra serving of salmon on our dinner later. Chewie, yeah, just don't forget to buy honey on your way back. John, I see he's still the old father bear I used to play with when I was a kid. Han, so, you the new Mondo head honcho. John, please don't broadcast it yet, grandfather took the heat for me until we resolve this issue. Han, well, just curious, damn, you're moving up in the world. They moved past many towns, people most gave them questioning looks from the stink eye. Han, looks like you guys are popular. John, they must think we're here to fight because of the attack on Vale. Han, aren't you though? John, we're just here to get rid of a pest problem. Han, I heard you killed Taurus, isn't that enough to stop the Vale branch? The Mandalorians went to the White Fang headquarters. WF Guard Q, halt. Who goes there? John, Arcadius of the Mandalorians. WF Guard 2, state your business. John, I wish to have an audience with your high leader. Guard 1 nods to Guard 2 as he entered the palace. After a few minutes he returned. Guard 2, you have permission but only you may enter. John nods and commands the rest to hold position. John enters the High Leader's chamber. Sienna, to what do I owe the honor of meeting with a Mandalorian commander? John, to wipe clean all the evil in the White Fang. Sienna, you have already done that when you beheaded Commander Taurus. John, do you really think he is the one who came up with the plan to burn Vale? He was merely a puppet and one of his puppeteers is still alive. For as long as they live, more attacks will come, and the name of the White Fang continues to drag its name in the mud. Sienna, do you have any evidence of this? John then tosses Adam's scroll. Sienna looked and studied its contents. Then her eyes widened. She was supposed to be assassinated and by 2 of her officers. She then looked to the Mandalorian. Sienna, you have my permission to eliminate the ones you seek. I fear they have planned to kill Menagerie's chieftain than me. I hope you make it in time. John then bowed and left in a hurry. Palace grounds. Han, hey, what's the rush? John, they're plotting to eliminate both leaders of Menagerie. Move out. The commandos followed suit. Belladonna Manor. Gira, I don't know. Let me think about it. Kozak, please take all the time. Blake, Dad, you can't be serious. Callie, Blake, please calm down. Fennec, it's okay, with all that's happened we understand why you're so apprehensive. Then something crashed in between the Belladonnas and the Albions. John, by the authority of the High Leader of the White Fang, you 2 are under arrest. Blake, John, son. Whoa. Gira, a Mandalorian. Callie, oh dear. Kozak, on what charge? John, for assisting Taurus in the attack on Vale. John then shows the scroll in loudspeaker. As evidence displayed of their dealings, then it transitioned to an open call with Sienna. Sienna, I with all evidence present have deemed you guilty of causing deaths all over Vale. I give the Mandalorians the authority to either arrest you or kill you. The 2 Albions paled, until more Mandalorians and Han crashed through the front lawn. Kozak tried to draw a weapon. Kozak, if we're going down, I'm taking someone you care about away. He aimed it at Blake. A shot went through his head. All looked to a certain smuggler. Han, I always shoot first. John, nice quick draw old friend. Fennec wised up and just surrendered. Callie, kitten, you know that man. Blake, he's my classmate, and he's the leader of all Mandalore. John then removed his helm. Gira, someone so young. John, I bear the burden but I take my responsibilities very seriously. Gira, a lot better than that Taurus punk and this miscreant. Blake, Dad, Callie, ooh Blake, is it true you like this lad? Blake, wah, whu. He, Gira, dear, I think you broke her. John, I'm here to tell Blake that your friends are on their way to Haven. Son, ooh, I can get back there if you like and escort Blake. Gira, over my dead body. John, we can escort you there Blake, my commandos are going there next. If you're done with your problems here. Blake, let me make sure my parents are saw. Then she spotted someone on the roof. Blake, hey, they all looked toward it. Blake then jumped up as the unknown run before she could go any further. John lands in front of her. John, if you're here to harm them you got to go through me. It was a white fang grunt, weird thing is she has no visible traits. Get away from me human. Blake then caught up. Blake, Elia, John, enough, the white fang is stopping all aggressive operations. Elia, what? Blake, Elia, it's true, the order came from Sienna. John then threw his scroll towards her. Elia, all that death. Adam did all that. John, and he paid the price of his rampage, with his head. Elia, you killed him. John, he was gonna torture Blake, what do you want me to do? Elia then looks at Blake as she nods. Blake, he told me he will take everyone that I ever loved away from me. Elia just sits shell-shocked. John, let's finish all the problems at your house Blake, I have things to speak to your father about. The day ends with the Mandalorians making an alliance with Menagerie, and Elia and Blake fixed their friendship. Night time. John was out in the veranda. Blake was looking at him. Callie, go talk to him. Blake, Mom, he already has a girl. Callie, oh don't let that stop you, it will be like those books you read. Blake, Mom. Callie then pushes her out. John turns to see Blake. John, Blake, hi. The two converse as Gira walks to his wife. Callie, I was expecting you to rush in and wrench her away from him. Gira, aside from the fact that young man can murder me in 2 seconds, I prefer a responsible man than that juvenile delinquent. The night passes as the two simply get to know each other more. Menagerie landing pad. Gira and Callie are seeing their daughter off. They were surprised at the unique ship. Callie, do you have everything you need, kitten? Blake blushes, yeah, stop embarrassing me Mom. Son boards the ship. Son, nice digs. Han, John warned me, if you take anything of the Falcon I'll have Chewie here rip off your arms and shove one up your butt and the other in your dick. Son, that is not physically possible. Elia joins them. Chewie, hey new kid, welcome aboard. Elia, you work for humans. Chewie, no, we're partners. Oi, Han, where's the salmon? Han, here, don't get your panties in a wad. John went to Blake. John, Blake, we're almost ready to fly. Blake, okay, oh I got some books we can read on the way. John, okay, I'll give you more time to say your goodbyes. Blake, thanks John. Callie, hey Johnny, take care of our kitten while you're out there. Gira then walks to him and offers him his hand. They shared a hearty handshake. Gira, I entrust my little kitten to you. John, you have my word. And my word is my bond. Gira nods. Blake, DAAAAD. They said their goodbyes. And they all board. The Millennium Falcon then leaves for Haven. Chapter 30. Somewhere in Mistral. Millennium Falcon Bridge. Han, Chewie, do you have to do that here? It's going to smell. Chewie, hey, I haven't had a meal in hours so I'm eating it here, deal with it. Falcon living room. The Mandos were having a poker game. Django, I got you now. Full house. Jaster, ha, 4 aces I win. Django, oh come on. Commando, sheesh you luck stinks Django. Django, it's not that bad that I'm gonna lose my head over it. Nearby, John and Boba was training. John with a dark saber while Boba with a taken lightsaber from a rogue Jedi. John and Boba clashed. John, you're getting better with that. Boba, you're no such yourself. Blake and Sun was sitting in the couch. Blake reading while Sun was fiddling with some things. Han over the comm, "Hey, you break it and I'll break you, got it, stowaway." Sun just scrambled in his seat while Blake shakes her head. After a few hours, "Han, this is your captain speaking, we're on our final approach to Haven Academy." Blake, that was sure fast." Sun, "Yeah, I thought this bucket of bolts would take longer." Han, "I heard that if I were you I'd shut up or I'll put you in a torpedo bay and launch you towards the sea in a tactical missile." Chewie, "Why is he here anyway, besides acting as comedy relief?" Sun, "Hey, friends should be with them even if they don't want it." John, "I call that a stalker." Elia, "He what?" Boba, "You heard him." Elia then gives Sun a death glare. Blake just chuckles. Sun, "How can you call that stalking?" John, "Eavesdropping on private conversations, watching from afar in the shadows, butting in when it doesn't concern you." Boba, "Sounds like a stalker to me." Sun, "Oh come on." Boba, "Hold on, you look familiar." Boba then scrolls through bounty lists. Boba, "More than just a petty thief, repeated theft of bananas, and successful stowaway attempts and resisting arrest. Bounty 1,000 lean." Sun then begins to sweat. John, "Just 1,000. Not worth the effort." Boba, "Yeah, but think about a nuisance gone from the public." John, Elia then charges Sun. Elia, "Your kind is the reason humans looked down on us before the Fang was even made. You'll also like." Boba, "No honor among thieves." John, "At least mercenaries and bounty hunters have our own code of honor." Han, "Hate to interrupt your fun but we're here." John, "All right Jaster, take your commandos and seal off any points of escape." Jaster, "You'll have it Mandalore." John, "Django, keep an eye on the traitor." Django, "By your will." John, "Boba, you're with me, watch my back." Han, "Hey, can you station some of your commandos to guard the Falcon? Me and Chewie wanna join in on the fun." John nods. John, "Brothers Balthazar and Nicholas guard our transport just in case the enemy tries and steals it." Balthazar, "They won't take it." Nicholas, "For the Mandalore." Blake, "Elia's son and I are with you John." John, "All right, let's go." They make their way to the academy. Then they spotted Team RWBY and PNR facing off with Cinder, Mercury, Emerald and 4 new additions, 2 women and 2 men along with the traitor headmaster. They were Vernal, Raven, Hazel and Tyrion. John then ignites his dark saber. Ruby, John, Young, Blake, Weiss, more Mandalorians. Pyrrha, John, Ren, who are those 2 with them? Nora, everybody deadpans her. Nora, what? Tyrion, ooh, it's the man who hurt our dear little Cindy, what luck, I want someone who can put up a fight. Hazel, Tyrion, focus, we're to capture that Rose girl and eliminate that warrior. He points to John. John, good luck with that. Cinder, GGRRR. I'll make you pay for what you did to me. Boba, if you ask me it's an improvement. Chewie, hey, I'll take the big one, I've been looking for a good scrap. Han, hey, can I have that? He points to the bowcaster, then Chewie hands it to him. Chewie, you break it, you buy it. Boba, I got the loony. John, that bitch is mine. Blake joins her team with Sun and Elia. Then someone crashed on top of Lionheart. Django, stay down or I'll put you down. Leo, this isn't how it was supposed to go. Chewie, watatatatatatatat. As he gave Hazel a punching barrage. Boba laid down a rocket barrage. Tyrion runs and flips to dodge. Tyrion, hit me. Boba, stay still and I'll do it. Team RW and Sun and Elia faces Mercury and Emerald. Young charges Raven and Blake holds off Vernal. John then squares down Cinder as they circle each other. Cinder, I can see through this absurd reality. I don't fear the darkness like you do. I embrace it and this world will be mine. John, you think just because you suffered you were owed anything. It's weakness to accept that suffering and use it to lash out on the world. It takes strength to take that suffering and aspire to be better. You say I fear the darkness. I am a Mandalorian, and I know no fear. He used his jetpack to charge her, knowing it is truly dangerous to let him get close. Cinder uses her half-maiden powers and let loose a torrent of flame towards Mandalore. He then engaged a hard light shield using Heave Embrace. He then dropped to a roll and slices one of Cinder's legs. Cinder. Arg. Jaune then stood at the stairs. Jaune. It's over Cinder, I have the high ground. Cinder. You underestimate my power. Jaune. Don't try it. She then flew using her powers trying to get an even higher ground. As she flew over Jaune's head, he just sliced her in half at the midsection. She then falls over dead on the stairs. Emerald. Cinder. No. Then the dark circle was surrounded. Until a black mist appeared out of nowhere. Salem appeared over them all as she screamed and disheartened the younger groups. Jaune undaunted flew towards her intending to strike. Salem then saw these and attempted to use magic to swat him away. To her surprise, he negated it with the force. Then she tries to block with her hand as he slashed. She was shocked she was bleeding. She then transported her followers and left behind the others. Raven, Vernal and Lionheart to their fate. Grimlands. Salem stress into her hand, the wound not healing. Salem, that boy is a. Back to Mistral. Raven, how? Jaune, if you can make a goddess bleed, those who follow her will cease to believe in her. But that is the least of your worries. I'm gonna make you pay for the friends you hurt and the lives you ruined. Jaune then was stopped by Yang. Yang, she's my mother, I'll handle her. Jaune nods as he looked towards Vernal. Jaune, you people left my daughter scarred and hurt. But her resolve has never been stronger. I will grant you a warrior's death, prepare. Kiro then entered the scene and tried to stop them, but a blaster bolt flew and sent him through a wall. Han, I like this, where do you get one? Chewie, I'll buy you one for your birthday gift. Yang fought Raven as Jaune fought Vernal. And this at the end of part 10 this what if. Hope you guys like it. Do not forget to leave a comment down below and subscribe to the channel.